9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome to another episode of GTR Talk Radio. Hopefully all of you guys are doing well. It is November 18th when we are recording this episode of the podcast. Today was kind of a weird day. Like I said, last weekend we got a whole bunch of snow. It was super cold. And then today we're back up into the plus temperatures. Earlier today I went for a head and face shave, like the old school head and face shave, and I was able to wear shorts, which was really weird for the 18th of November. But the only thing with that is it sucks because the snow, it's not really melting, but it's enough to soften the snow up. So driving can kind of become a treacherous event. And the only thing that sucks too is it's really easy to get stuck because it's kind of icy on the bottom. So as soon as you break through the ice, if you don't have four-wheel drive and you're persistent and still going somewhere, chances are that you're probably going to get stuck. But yeah, other than that, we are doing good. Zippyland is going to be our special guest today. He's going to be joining us a little bit later in the podcast, but yeah, for those of you that have not been able to check out Zippyland in the past, I'll have a link to his Twitch channel in the description later on when we do upload this to YouTube. So when I was getting my haircut this morning, I was reading a couple facts from today. In 1477, the first English-dated printed book, Dix and Seangus, of the Philosophers by William Caxton. That's crazy thinking that English printed books have been around for that long. I know there's been books that have been around for longer, like I know the Bible's been around for thousands and thousands of years, but this day, 1477. Also, I know for me, for those of you that know me, I just finished getting a World War II tattoo done. Not World War II, kind of more of a war memorial. But this date in 1916, British General Douglas Haig, finally calls off the first Battle of the Somme in World War I, after more than 1 million soldiers have been killed or wounded. Those numbers still blow my mind to this date, that there was, it was just, they threw wave after wave after wave of people in, and it was like to sit in those trenches, to dig the trenches, and then to sit in those trenches and just wait for the bugle to call, and it was just wave after wave coming over the trench. But 1 million people, that's insane. But yeah, this day, October 18th, 1916, the first Battle of the Somme came to an end with many, many great casualties. Also, this date, October 18th, 1978. 78's a really good year. That's the year I was born. The Jonestown, for any of you guys that know or have heard of the phrase the Jonestown Massacre, it was this date in 1978 in Jonestown, Guyana. 918 members of the People's Temple are murdered or commit suicide under the leadership of cult leader Jim Jones. Like when you think about that not all 918 people, but a huge majority were actually brainwashed by this man. You know, it's the same as like Waco, Texas. I can't think of the name of the group in Los Angeles, but they wore, I think it was purple, and they had a special type of sneaker on, and yeah, apparently they committed suicide. They were heading off to an alien mothership, and they were going to live there for a few years, and then they were going to come back and show the world that indeed they weren't crazy. The only thing is they never they must have missed a return flight, because they were supposed to be back by now. They never they never did make it back. But for all of you film and TV buffs, this date in 1928, Walt Disney's Steamboat Willie was released, the first Mickey Mouse sound cartoon. And also, I think we covered this on a past podcast. I can't remember, but they were talking about why Mickey Mouse wears gloves. Like if you in any of the cartoons that you notice him in, he's wearing gloves. And it was actually to make him more human-like. It was easier to draw, and it also kind of gave him more of a human-like appearance, or whatever you'll have it. But yeah, this October 18th, 1928. Sounds like there's a car stuck in the back alley. Music for today: the X Factor group, One Direction, in 2011. Released their debut album Up All Night in Ireland and the UK. So for any of you people that are planning on being up all night, if you want to kind of get into the mood of things, you can throw on the X Factor group One Direction. You can play that album. They can hang out with you as you're up all night. Also too, it's tomorrow. For any of you guys that have a birthday tomorrow, it's Gandhi's birthday tomorrow. Or it was Gandhi's birthday. But in 1948, KFC founder Colonel Sanders, at 58, weds his longtime employee Claudia Price. It must have been before the time of inter-work relationship. I know they always say it's a real bad idea to hook up with people that you work with, just in case in the off reason that it does go horribly bad, then you're not stuck seeing that person forever and ever. But yeah, it's some people still do it. I know yesterday on the podcast we were talking about dogs, how dogs have the ability to switch their sense of breathing from right nostril to left nostril. And I found this really interesting, that human noses and ears keep getting bigger even when the rest of the body's growth has come to a halt. So you're basically, from the time you're born till the time you die, your ears and nose will keep growing. I imagine it would have to be at like a ridiculously slow rate, because otherwise you'd have like a Pinocchio nose and like Dumbo ears by the time you actually died. But yeah, your nose and ears from the time that you're born, they do not stop growing. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. For all of you math lovers out there, some of you may know this, some of you may not know this, But did you know that there is no number before 1000 that contains the letter A? There are plenty of E's, I's, O's, U's, and Y's. But yeah, from 0 to 999, there is not a number that contains the letter A. That's crazy. Like someone would have actually had to sit down and to figure that out. But it's someone that clearly has a little bit more time than me. I know there was one too. I can't remember what it was. It was something where the number, I can't remember what number it is. Is it 4? I think 4 is one of the only numbers where it has as many letters in its as many letters as it is its numerical value. It's 4. It's 4 in, I can't remember up to how high, but yeah, 4 is like one of the only letters that has, or numbers that has as many letters in its name as it actually has a numerical value, which I thought was pretty cool too. Also, the number symbol isn't officially called the hashtag or the pound. Its technical name is octothorpe. The octo means 8 to refer to its points, though reports disagree on where Thorpe came from. Some claim it was named after Olympian Jim Thorpe, while others argue it was just a nonsense suffix. Yeah, for those of you guys that use, I always thought it was just a number symbol. But I know lots of times, like, it's hashtag. You see now, especially with like Instagram and stuff. I know Twitter does it. You see a lot of hashtag. Hashtag this podcast is awesome. But yeah, it's actually an octothorpe. So we'll have to start. Can you imagine if somebody actually used it as that word? Yeah, and just so you know, octothorpe. Blah 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 blah. I think I read some of these already. I know I had skipped down. Yeah, because there's the Captain Crunch one. That one talks about giraffe tongues. Giraffe tongues can be 20 inches long. Holy smokes. Mind you, yeah, it kind of makes sense though, because you think about, like, with us, our tongues actually go back down into our throats quite a bit, and with the giraffe's neck being so long, it would only kind of make sense that they could grow up to 20 inches, and their tongue is actually a bluish black color, and a lot of scientists think that it's that color to prevent sunburn. I know for anybody that's had the misfortune, there was one time I fell asleep and I burnt not really my tongue, but more kind of the inside of my mouth, and I burnt the inside of my nostrils. I had a sunburn. That was painful. I would not recommend. So if any of you guys are gonna fall asleep, remember to wear a hat or put on lots of sunscreen. Like, lather that stuff up. It's right now it would be 10 after 6. So for any of you guys that are kind of close to supper time, there's only one U.S. state capital without a McDonald's. So if anybody's planning on hitting McDonald's for supper tonight, hopefully you guys do not live in this. What is it? We got Montpelier, Vermont. Oh, Montpelier, Vermont. So hopefully no one lives near that town or in that town or city. Doesn't have any of the Golden Arches. It also happens to have the smallest population of any state capital, with just 7,500 residents. That's Vermont. Is Vermont really that small of a? a place. Usually, because usually the capital cities are pretty big. I know for the most part, like I know here, like probably the two biggest cities would be pretty close to each other in population. I think where the capital is actually I think now we used to be bigger, but I think now they've actually grown a little bit larger than we have. But yeah, I know I was reading too, and they said years and years and years ago, most of the Capitol buildings, most of the Capitol buildings, provincial buildings, stuff like that, were formed in cities that had rivers. I know up here in Canada, mostly it's true. I think Saskatchewan's probably the only one. But there was a whole political thing as to why it was built where it was. But yeah, most of them were built in towns or cities or areas that had rivers, just because they were easy to fortify, and also they had rivers for trading routes and stuff. So if you look at it, if you think about it, most states or provinces, their capital buildings will be in cities that have rivers. This one's for the European friends that listen to the podcast. Europeans were scared of eating tomatoes when they were first introduced. The good old evil tomato. Scholars think that Hernan Cortez brought the seeds in 1519 with the intent of the fruits. That's right, tomatoes are a fruit. To being used ornamentally in gardens. By the 1700s, aristocrats started eating tomatoes, but they were convinced the fruits were poisoned because people would die after eating them. In reality, the acidity from the tomatoes brought out lead in their pewter plates, so they died of pewter plates. So they died of lead poisoning. Dang. Yeah, see, so eating your fruits and vegetables, people, they always say, oh, eat your fruits and vegetables, they're good for you. Not these people, but it was actually the lead poisoning that killed them, but dang it. That's weird, like you think, there's so many different foods that we eat today, and you think about it, like in order for it to become a food, somebody had to pick it up, somebody had to look at it and be like, I wonder what this tastes like. And then they had to stick it in their mouth. Which kind of makes you think it's just like, like were people really, A, they were either that hungry, or B, they had just that much time on their hands that they were just like, I wonder what this thing here tastes like. Especially some of the fruits. Like when you look at like a mango or like even like an avocado or something, it was just like what led somebody to think to themselves, hey, I wonder what this weird looking thingamabobber tastes like. but in the same sense, I'm glad that they did, because, well, if they didn't, we wouldn't have a lot of the foods that we have today. When I got home this afternoon, I was just I laid down for a nap, and there's a couple podcasts that I enjoy listening to, especially when I'm going to bed. And there was one, they were talking about this story, and I thought it was actually pretty cool. So a man sells a meteorite that crashed through his roof for over $1 million. So an Indonesian man turned an unusual bit of property damage into a fortune when he sold the meteorite that crashed through his roof for over $1 million. The man says that he was working outside of his home in Sumatra when the meteorite crashed through the roof of his house and landed inside. Then he goes on to say that when he lifted it, the stone was still warm, and I brought it into the house. He then posted a video on Facebook showing the spot where the metallic object had crashed through his tin roof. The 4.5-pound chunk of CM 1/2 carbonaceous chondrite, a rare variety of meteorite, was valued at $1.8 million by experts and attracted the attention of U.S. expert Jared Collins, who purchased the meteorite and resold it to fellow U.S. collector Jay Patrick. That's crazy. So this poor guy's just hanging out in his yard as this chunk of space metal comes flying through his house and nets him $1 million. I know I'll have to look. I know it's out there. I don't know where to find it. Mind you, I could probably just find it on Google. But they were actually saying how many homes it was either how many homes or how much property damage occurs every year from either space debris or sky debris. So like stuff that falls out of airplanes, stuff that re-enters the atmosphere, like from like meteors, satellites, stuff like that. I'll have to make a note for myself, and I'll have to try to find it the next time when we record the next podcast. I'll have to let you guys know. But yeah, the first time I seen it, I was just like, dang, like it was just one of those things that you just really don't think about. What I got? Oh, so you always hear about stories, people will go on a honeymoon, they'll be swimming in the beach, they somehow lose their ring or they lose a necklace or whatever, and then years later it'll turn up, it'll be like in the belly of a fish or whatever. So this lady, I think she's in Michigan. Woman reunited with long lost ring after 39 years. A woman who lost her high school class ring in Michigan was reunited with the object 39 years later when a man found it among his mother-in-law's belongings. This guy's mother-in-law is a thief. John Kiro said he and his family were going through his mother-in-law's belongings when they found a Harper Creek High School class ring that they knew did not originally belong to the woman. We had gone through the mother-in-law's things, blah, blah, blah. So they ended up finding the ring, and then they contacted the school. Kuro contacted the school, which was able to identify the ring's owner as Daphne, a graduate of the Battle Creek, Michigan school who now lives in Denver. Winders Tubbs says she lost the ring while she was a sophomore at the school attending a pom-pom camp. 81. Yeah, they had pom-pom camps in 81s. A couple of times, she goes on to say that a couple of times she kind of wondered what happened to it. That my dad had bought me the ring and I had to beg for it, and my dad passed away 4 years ago. So it was kind of cool to get away. Where does it say? Oh, said he was treasure hunting in the spring near a pond when he unearthed the white gold ring from Auburn's high school class of 1980. So this lady lost her ring. Then this guy ended up digging it up by a pond, and then years and years and years later, the lady gets it back. That's kind of crazy. I know it's these stories always kind of make me like, like what are the chances that you lose one ring found by this guy, found by his kids, and then ends up going back? But I know it's the same as the ones that lose jewelry and stuff when they're swimming and a fish or whatever eats it, and then years and years and years later down the road they end up cutting a fish open or something, and there's this piece of jewelry stuck in the belly. There was one more I wanted to share here. Oh, for all of you sports ball fans, I know I was really little the first time I ever got to see these guys. But the Harlem Globetrotters break 3 records for Guinness World Record Day. Guinness World Records marked Wednesday's Guinness World Records Day by announcing 3 new records set by players for the Harlem Globetrotters. Guinness, which is celebrating a special day today with a 24 hours of record-breaking event online, says that Globetrotter Rochelle Wham Middleton broke the record for the farthest behind the back basketball shot when he sank a basket from 45 feet 6 inches. Behind the back? I don't even think I could sink a basketball shot that far forward. I don't even know if I could chuck a basketball that far. That's crazy. The record-keeping organization said that teammate DeAndre Dragon Taylor broke the record for the highest throw and catch of a spinning basketball, 20 feet 1 inch, which is also something that I wouldn't be able to do. I can't spin a basketball on my finger, and if I threw it up that high and caught it on my finger, I would probably break my finger. Yeah, so there's record number 2, and record number 3, Lucas Too Tall Winston broke the record for the most bounced basketball figure 8 moves in 1 minute with 62. That just reading that makes me dizzy. Then it goes on to say that the feats brought the total Guinness records held by the Harlem Globetrotters to 24. Dang it. That's crazy. Good for them, though. Yeah, I know watching them guys play basketball is amazing. I know some of it's probably staged. Like you do, that poor team that they play always comes so close to winning, but yet is always just so far away. But yeah, so for anybody that's got a couple hours left in their day, like I said, depending on when this podcast gets uploaded to YouTube, but if you are listening to it on Guinness World Record Day and you got a couple hours left and you got a chance to go out there and try to beat the Harlem Globetrotters. But anyways, you guys, like I said early on in the podcast, Zippyland is going to be joining us. I met Zippy, I'm going to say probably about a year ago. He's a very, very much variety streamer. Most of the games that he plays, his mods kind of suggest for him. He does play marbles. He does play Fall Guys. He does play Dead by Daylight. He's kind of all over the map when it comes to games played. But yeah, he also does marbles. I know he doesn't do marbles so much anymore. I think he's kind of got away from it. But yeah, he plays basically anything under the sun, and the nice thing I like about him is he's not scared to try a game. Whether the game sucks or the game is awesome, he's gonna give it a try. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna see if Zippy is ready to go, and what I'll do the same thing that I've done before. In the description in the video later, I will have a link to his YouTube channel, but we're gonna see if Zippy's ready to go here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm able to track down Zippy. Zippy is ready to go, I think. I'll just pop in here. Hello, sir. How are you doing this evening?
Are we good?
Oh, we're good. We are good. It was funny because I sat down in the chair and I get to see your camera.
Uh-huh.
It's like watching those people that are in waiting rooms.
Oh, yeah.
in
Sure.
receptions and stuff.
Huh?
But thank you very much for joining me this evening. For those of you who do not know, Zippyland is our special guest for this evening. I will have his Twitch link in the descriptions below at the end of the podcast, but he was very gracious to give up an evening of streaming to come and hang out with us. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing well, actually. I had a good week. Felt good.
How's the weather been for you guys there?
It's been rainy. Today was cold. Man, they said it was going to drop a little bit, but it was cold and windy. So, and I hate the cold. I'd rather sweat than chill, than shiver.
Our weather here's been weird. Like last weekend, there was a blizzard that came through. We got 23 inches of snow in a little over 24 hours. Like, we're still not officially dug out yet. Like, the snowbanks are insane. Like, well, basically 24 inches of snow, and it's supposed to snow more tonight yet.
I that's what I want. I don't want to be cold, but bring the snow.
Well, see, I'll trade you some of the snow for the rain. Like, it was weird because I went for a head and face shave my couple years back. My mom and sister, for I think it was for my birthday, gave me a gift card like for an old fashioned like face shave where they use like the cream and the razor blades and stuff.
Razor.
Yeah,
I know. I didn't shave. I'm sorry.
Like, I went today and it was +2 outside, so it'd be like 34 Fahrenheit.
No,
and I was wearing. Oh, see, that's warm. I was in shorts.
You're a nut job. Those people that wear shorts in this car. There are people today. It's like probably 40, 50 degrees, and they're walking around in shorts. I'm like, put some pants on. Stop it.
Well, when I used to work construction, like now with my job, like I work underground, so it's always +30 Celsius all year round. So I don't, especially in the winter time, I don't have a chance to adjust to the temperature. But when I work construction, we worked outside all year round. And yeah, like in the middle of winter, it'd be 30 below. And I'd be off to the grocery store in shorts. And I'd have my winter jacket and my toque on, but I still had shorts on.
I am not a shorts guy. The only time I wear shorts is when I play golf. And I haven't played golf in years.
Oh, you were playing golf last night. I seen.
No, not on stream. Yeah, stream golf's nice because you can wear sweatpants and just sit there and click and point.
Well, depending if you're live or not, you could just wear underwear or.
Oh, I've done worse.
I know that was the one weird thing for me when I did a channel point redemption for like a community channel point, and it was for me to be on live cam all the time. Like I used to do face cam, but now like my streams are actually live cam, and it was weird for me because I kept bugging everybody. I'm like, now that I'm live cam, I'm like, I guess I'm actually gonna have to start wearing pants. just in case I have to stand up or something.
Oh yeah, no. The one Halloween stream, not the last Halloween, but the Halloween before, because orange is my color. I bought an Orange Man suit, and you can't put an Orange Man suit or one of those stretchy suits over like sweatpants, so I just had underwear on. And I got up to dance, and everybody clipped it and said, "Oh my God, Zippy!" Within 10 minutes, those clips were gone. Evidently, I was showing too much, so I can't find those clips anymore.
So they actually pulled them down?
They disappeared.
Well, they pulled them vanished.
Down then. They vanished, and I'm like, what? Now none of my people or my mods will let me wear the Orange Man suit. Of course, needing glasses is tough with the Orange Man suit on, but yeah, I still get kidded about that.
Like, do you wear contacts too sometimes, or are you mostly just glasses?
No, it's glasses. I got the transition things where if I look up and I look down, when you first get them, when I first got them, it was like looking through binoculars. It was like I did this with computer screen, but I've gotten used to them now.
I know they've been trying I think last year when I went for my eye appointment, they've been trying to push bifocals on me, like the transition glasses, and I'm just like,
yeah.
She's like, well, you'll notice a huge improvement with your reading. I'm like, I'll just stop reading then.
Yeah. Who reads anyway?
Nowadays you can get it all read out to you, and if you have your Kindles or whatever.
Yeah, no, they're the greatest things once you learn how to use them, and it's been 4 or 5 years. Probably due for prescription, but got to be able to see. And then you look on Yahoo, right? I'm always on Yahoo. That's my page to go to. And then they got these ads for self-focusing glasses. I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit. It's a scam.
Self-focusing.
Oh yeah, no, they show. They say, hey, you just put these glasses, and they're indestructible as well. Of course, everything is on Yahoo. Every ad is indestructible.
I don't know. I'd be a little nervous to try self-focusing glasses.
Right? What if they screw up? It's like Tesla auto driving, and it says, I'm not going to brake this time.
Yeah, can you imagine getting pulled over and being like, wow, I didn't see that red light because my auto-focusing glasses didn't work properly.
Right. Yeah, no, that didn't work right. They're not color-correcting glasses. They were focusing.
Yeah, I could tell that was a red light, officer.
Right. I mean, right now with COVID and everything, I'm not worried about getting pulled over. I'm like, people got to wear your mask. I mean, I think the cops are like, I don't want to talk to that person. He looks a little sketchy. So,
well, I know it was funny because even like we had our provincial election here a couple weeks ago, and like obviously when you go to vote, like I know you guys just had your election. It was pretty much a couple weeks ago too, but like you'd show your ID, and like how they even had a clue who was that person. Like I know they use your address. They just kind of more confirmed your address, but you can't see anything. Like I've walked by friends at the mall or something, and I don't even recognize them because they have their mask on. It's just you walk right by, and they're like, what the hell? They're like, what the hell's your problem?
Right. Well, I mean, early in COVID, all the smart kids under drinking age put their mask on, went into liquor stores, because they weren't carding because they like had the mask on. So the smart kids got drunk early in COVID, but I think they caught up to them, and now they're paying more attention.
Yeah. Well, like we were even talking too, because like now. Like when you go into a bank or something, like in February, right. If you would have walked into a bank with a mask on, they instantly would have been pressing that button. But now everybody's walking into a bank with a mask on, and I'm surprised that I haven't heard of any bank robberies since March, but you could get 20 people. And you could have 20 people walk into the bank planning to rob the bank. You all have your masks on, and they would have absolutely no clue. They wouldn't know who was robbing the bank, who wasn't robbing the bank. Like,
this is recorded, though. Now we know if a bank gets robbed, we know who to look for.
I'll just edit that part out. You look pretty suspicious to me.
I usually am.
So I was telling them just before you and me started talking, it would be probably little over a year now. I think I've been watching you, and it was actually from your podcast where I got the idea to start doing my podcast. What kind of got you into the whole idea of doing the podcast? What got you into video games? I know you probably play more video games than anybody I've ever watched stream. It seems like every day you're always playing something different, but like what brought you to that?
Yeah, well, I experiment because old guy, so I'm not very good at video games. Everybody knows that. Anything with a controller I've tried, huge fail. I started streaming because my kids were like 29 and 30. They were streaming. They're like, look at we. So I went out and checked them out, and I was like, I can do this. And of course I have more funds than them, so I can build a better rig. And I just started streaming, and people in the community and things came out, and then we got into marbles. Marbles was amazing, absolutely amazing.
I agree.
Then marbles started to get repetitious to me, so I tried to look at what else was out there. What else can I do that maybe somebody else would want to watch or play with me? So I just start looking for stuff and playing games, and I enjoy the heck out of it. I absolutely enjoy the heck out of it. I stream 6 nights a week, twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday, just to play.
And I have to kind of just disagree with you about the whole controller thing, because I have seen you play Jump King.
Oh, don't start. Don't.
And you have the skills to pay the bills when it comes to Jump King.
My mods, but I have to shout out my mods: Shell, Dan, Swedish, Hair Royalty. They are what keep me going. If I didn't have the support of them, I don't know if I'd still be. I may be playing games, but I don't know if I'd still stream, because they are there. They support me, and they berate me. They push me. And Jump King was one that I said, all right, we'll try this. They love it. They love to see me fail. I can't stand that freaking game. That game is oh my god! Talk about rage quit. Actually, I have removed it from my computer. So when they say do Jump King, I'm like, I don't have it anymore. I'm sorry, but that was a fun time. We did have fun with that.
I know that was one of the first things that I noticed right off, like when I started watching you. The relationship that you have with your mods, like it's not so much watching a stream, it's more like 5 of you guys hanging out on a Friday night. You know, like if all of you guys were in the same house just playing video games, and you know, like you're ribbing each other, you're joking around with each other, and I freaking love that.
Yeah, they are family. I know, and when I hit the button to go live, I know I'm going to have at least 4 viewers, and they'll be my mods, but I know they're going to be there supporting me, and I appreciate it so much from them. They give me a whole lot of crap, but we have fun.
But you give a whole lot of crap at the same time, though.
I try. I have to. It's fighting back. It's a fight or flight kind of thing, and which is weird because, you know, I actually in real life I have a little social anxiety. I don't really like people, but then when I started streaming and I put the camera on and I was like, "Hi guys, I'm okay."
See, and that's exactly how I am too. Like as I'm getting older, like I think you're maybe a year or 2 older than I am. But I've
oh, my birthday's tomorrow. I'm gonna be 56 tomorrow.
No
yes,
way.
56 tomorrow.
Okay, yep. So you're a couple years multiplied by a few numbers.
There you go.
Older than I am, but as I get older, I find that's how I am. Like I don't like going to crowded places. Mm-hmm. I'll go early in the morning or late at night just to avoid crowds. But I find when I'm streaming, it's completely different. Like the first time I actually used a live cam, I wasn't nervous at all, and I figured I would be. So like I don't know if it's just the fact that I don't see everybody that I'm talking. Well, yeah, a few drinks every now and then probably don't help, but yeah, like I totally get it because I'm exactly the same way. And I agree with you about marbles too. Like when I started streaming, I was pretty much solely Minecraft, and I got burnt out on Minecraft. God. Very
virtual
quickly.
Legos. I call it virtual Legos. I've never touched Minecraft. People have told me to do Minecraft. I'm like, no, I don't play Legos.
And it's kind of like an ongoing thing in my channel because a lot of the people that watch me play Minecraft, they're very active in the Minecraft community. So just to troll them, I call it Minecraft. So anything with community points, anything that I have in my channel points, I always call it Minecraft. And people are like, do you realize that you spelt it wrong? I'm like, right. No, it's spelled right. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I know I did the marbles thing for quite some time, and I'll be playing marbles on my birthday stream, and because I still enjoy it, I just get it's repetition to me, and I want to. I love the games where the community can interact. That's why I have 4 monitors. I have 3 chats. I want to talk to chat. Some of the games where I have to play by myself, it's like, okay, I'm playing a game, but I want to talk to you people. I actually I did Rocket League, horrible because I had to use a controller. I actually was Fortniting for quite some time, Battle Pass and all.
Oh, good old
Oh
Fortnite.
Yeah, no more Fortnite. So I look for other games that interest me, that maybe this old guy can play, that people want to see. But boy, anything that has chat interaction, I have trivia, the quiz kit trivia. I'll play that once in a while, just because it's not about me streaming. It's about talk to me. I want to talk. I want to have fun. I want to interact with people, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, even with the DMCA and all that stuff, I still play song requests. I mean, who am I? It's just Zippy Land. Strike me. I want to play. I want to play with people.
And that's what makes it the most fun. Like I enjoy doing that too. Like I've gotten into like a little bit of Jackbox. I've done marbles before. I've played Stream Racer, and it's so much fun when you get that chance to interact with people, because that's basically what we're doing when we're streaming. We're streaming for the interaction with the people. Because if I just want to sit and stare at a screen and play a video game by myself, I can do that. I don't need to stream to do that. So this, like, for me and for you, it's more of the interaction with people than it is more the experience of the games, which you're better at than you think you are.
No, I mean, that's the thing. I try to find games that I can play or I enjoy playing. I've been playing DBD lately. That was my first game I ever streamed, because my daughter played DBD, and I got back into it. I really enjoy it. I do play the golf game, which surprisingly has a really tight community, and I get a lot of views from that. But I've learned it's not about we're not going to be the I'm never going to get partnered. Okay. It's not about that. It's just interacting with the people, and you can just chatting. You can do whatever you want to do. Just have fun. That's I when I have fun, I go long. When I get into a game and I'm like, okay, yep. I don't have fun, and I'm like, all right, that's enough for tonight. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true.
We do like the Jackbox. We play Jackbox every Monday night. I've had to pare it down to sub-only Jackbox because of some of the trolls and some of the issues we've had with it.
Yeah.
But even sub-only, I have a full board. So the Jackbox, we love the Jackbox. It's hilarious.
Well, I know I was surprised. Like you were actually the one that got me into playing GT Golf, and I was shocked the viewers numbers that you had when we were playing that, like, on Saturdays. So I'd look over and I'd be like, "There's like 20 people in here,
right,
watching us golf right now."
It's like ridiculous.
You're like the White Tiger Woods of golfing.
It's silly. It's silly, and I enjoy that game. I'm not good at it, but I enjoy that game, and that's one of the things when you find a game you enjoy and you get a couple people that can interact with you, whether it be 2 or 20 or whatever the hell the number is. That's what I like. That's why Jackbox is fun. Golf is fun. My mods give me crap in Discord constantly. You're gonna golf again? So many crickets.
And I know Hair Royalty likes when you play golf too, because for every $10 you spend on a ball pack, she gets $10 that she can add to her shopping fund or
to her shoe fund, right?
Shoe fund.
I'm telling you. No, but that's another thing. Hair Royalty is my wife, and she supports the stream 120%. It's unbelievable. And my parents even asked me, how's your wife doing when you're streaming on? No, that's huge. That is huge. It's all about support. And if you have people, whether it be your mods, your community, or anybody that supports you, that's just, it makes you keep going. They're enablers. That's all. They're enablers. You know, they say, have another drink, have another cigarette. Okay, fine.
And then before you know it, you're back onto Jump King, into the fire.
Fire, back to the fire. I know. My mods know my commands better than I do.
I know that's even like mine. When I first started streaming, I was using Stream Elements, I think, and I couldn't figure it out. And like there was so many times the bot would just go homicidal, and it would trying to ban me. It'd be banning everybody in chat for like no reason, and it was actually the mods that were able to figure the bot out because I couldn't figure it out. Like my knowledge is turn computer on, and if computer doesn't turn on, I'm screwed because I have absolutely no clue what to do.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing back in the day, back when Buttspot had Buttspot. I was like, I've seen other people with Buttspot where it's a bot that changes a word to whatever you want it to be. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. And they forced me. They said, put Buttspot on. And I changed the word to goat because that's my thing. Buttspot's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So Buttspot just, they type in chat and all of a sudden Buttspot comes in and change a word to goat. And it worked out. Shell. It was Shell's idea. But
it's amazing. Like even my nephews, like I have 2 younger nephews, and they're more in tune with technology today than I am. Like I'll be trying to figure something out, and my oldest nephew will grab the iPod, and he's like, "Here, Uncle." He's like, "Let me do it."
Oh, the iPod, the i anything. See, now I'm anti-i. I think that's Fisher Price technology.
Are you on the Android train?
Yeah, I'm on the Android train, the Windows train.
So you showed us your lovely shirt. I do like that shirt, by the way. But how long have you been streaming? Kind of what brought you to the Twitch platform, and where did Zippyland come from?
Okay, those are easy. Actually, I haven't been streaming that long. I mean, next February will be my 2-year anniversary. What brought me, like I said, my older kids. My daughter's 30, so it means my son is 34. They started, and I was like, I can do this. So that's what brought me into it. And then Marble sucked me in, and then my mods kept me in. What were the other questions? My brain's gone dead.
Where the whole Zippyland idea came from.
Oh,
and with the goats.
Zippyland. Yeah. The goat is a good question. That's a great question. Zippyland, before I started streaming, when I was down in Virginia, I used to be in a dart league. So you just go and you throw darts and things of that nature. And when I threw darts, because I wasn't very good, it was like, zippy chance, I'm going to hit this. So all of a sudden that caught on and I became Zippy. Zippy chance this is going to air any time soon either. So I became Zippy, and then I was Zippy for a little while. When I didn't know how Twitch worked, I actually used my initials, and I was DB Zippy 64 because you have to figure out a freaking name.
Yeah.
And every time I got on somebody else's stream, they were like, DB Zippy. And I'm like, oh, this sounds horrible. I want just call me Zippy, please. So then I changed over, made the name change to Zippyland. And that's where it took off. The goat, that's a good question. I think I don't even remember the origin of the goat. It was something, I don't know. It was just he's right there. He's right there. That's Patrick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they gave him the name of Patrick the goat. So he's always here with me. And then the goat stuck. And then I got somebody on Fiverr or Fever, however you want to call it, to do my emotes. And we're here. We're here, and now we're stuck with it. We're stuck. Whether we like it or not, we're stuck with it.
I know. Well, I know that I was like, when I was younger, like I loved playing World of Warcraft. And that's where my name came from, because Gul'dan was the big orc necromancer that pretty much created. It was because of him that World of Warcraft came to exist. So when I started, like, it's still to this day is my gamer tag. So when I started streaming, like, I just kind of kept it going, but then I had to add the numbers because, well, obviously just the name was taken, and then so I had to add the numbers, but I made sure that it was available on YouTube. I made sure that it was available on Twitter, so that eventually at some point when I went to go to expand, that name would be available to me. But I know, so that's kind of where my name came from, and all my emotes are either Gul'dan related or Canada related.
There you go.
But I do. You pointed out the goat. I have to ask you, because I've never been in a stream when you've mentioned it. Where did the heads come from? Because you have two of them. The hair and makeup mannequin heads. Where did they come from? And what's the story behind that?
They're gone. Unfortunately, I can't show you them. I thought, of course, I'm just trying to be whatever. Hair Royalty's a hairdresser, so she has hairdresser mannequins, and I was like, oh, that'd be great for stream. And they have names on their neck. So right, they have names on their neck. So Hair Royalty would do their hair in a certain color or whatever, and then I would bring them out and go, "This is Vicky," and people got freaked out about it. I loved it. I loved it. So Hair Royalty's a hairdresser. If you pulled her over and opened her trunk up, you'd think she was a freaking maniac, because she has 8 mannequin heads in there, and it's like in black paper black plastic bags. It's like, ma'am, step out of the car.
Yeah, we're gonna have some more questions for you here.
Yeah. So I thought that'd be great. So I had Vicky, and then I had Samantha. I had a couple. She took them all. The Hair Royalty ruins all my fun all the time, but for good reason. Yeah. No, those were fun. Those were fun.
Because I know the first couple times, like, you'd show them on stream, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, I knew obviously there was a backstory, and I was waiting for the one time. I'm like, hey, there's got to be a time where he explains kind of the backstory to these mannequins, but I never got the backstory, and I figured, I'm like, you know what, tonight that I actually have them,
there you go.
I'm gonna ask him because I need to know.
Content. Yeah, you pull, hey, how you doing? And people got freaked out by the heads. But I loved them. They used to sit right here. I used to have them sit right there, and anytime I needed them, I just pick them up and say hi. But they're gone now.
They disappeared.
Yeah.
What do you use for a green screen? Do you just have like a sheet behind you? Or?
No, green screen's cheap. I have 15 feet of green screen. Joann Fabrics, buy some felt. It's 5 yards, and you just hang it up on the wall. It's just felt, and it works great. It works great. You don't need to buy the special. I just went to Joann Fabrics, found the color, bought 5 yards of it, pinned it up with thumbtacks, and it goes 15 feet around the wall.
Dang. Yeah, because I know when I started looking for my green screen, like I bought I think it's a 70-inch by 70-inch green screen. And I was lucky. Like, I got mine cheap. Like, I found it on Amazon. I think they were having like a kind of a blowout sale on it. But I know like some of those green screens are like anywhere from $700 to over $1,000, and it's like, holy crap!
You go to the fabric store, you get 3 yards of felt for $15. You can even see right now all the wrinkles and stuff. Green screen is just the color. The lights are the most important. I want another light because I get shadows from this microphone.
Yeah.
I want to get another light. It's all about the light. You just get the color and then just light the hell out of it. Like, unfortunately, you're up all day because you don't know what you're doing.
It's almost like a Vegas casino floor. Right?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
You can't see outside.
But yeah, anybody that wants a green screen, just go buy some felt. It's super cheap. Just light the heck out of it if you can do that. And lights aren't that expensive. I have 2. I still want a third one because I do get some shadows that bother me.
Yeah.
A little ADD in that, or OCD, or I CDO because I want it alphabetically. But
that's one thing that's always kind of made me think, like with OCD, knowing that it's about people that like things in order. Like I'm the same way. I have tendencies of OCD, but you think they would have done it CDO so that the letters are actually in order.
Right. But see, and that's my problem. I'm like weird because I'm OCD about the lights and the shadows, and at work, there's bins that stack up and they have to be in the right direction. But if you look at my living space in my bedroom, what do I care? I'm weird. Pants on the floor. This doesn't bother me, but certain section of my life, I'm definitely I need everything in right angles.
And see, and that's how I am too. Like with my video games, like I have a PS4. I have the computer, but like all my PS4 games have to be in alphabetical order. My remotes have to be in order of size on the coffee table. And when I'm grocery shopping, I can't buy anything in odd numbers. So like I can never buy just one of something. It's either...
Oh, that's weird.
It has to be even numbers. Like it can be 2 or 4, but I can never buy an odd number or something. It bugs me.
Senate, I have a grocery shopping thing as well. When I load my cart in a certain way, and then when I put it on the conveyor, I make sure the boxes go together, the cold stuff goes together, the cans go together, because they're gonna bag it that way. So when I get home, I want it all the right way. I don't have the number thing, but everything has to be a certain way.
Yeah, and
I come home, I kick my shoes off, fart, and it doesn't matter.
And that's like me, like if my bedroom is just piles, like I got piles of clothes all over the place, that doesn't bother me. And I think a lot of it is just because when I go into the bedroom, I'm going to sleep. So basically I walk in, shut the light off, take my glasses off, crawl into bed and wake up. And like even with me too, like with making my bed, I'm like, why? What's the point of
make your bed?
No, I don't, because I don't see the point of making it, because I'm just gonna come back and crawl in. So like if I wake up, throw my blankets off to the side, then at nighttime when I crawl into bed, I can just grab those blankets, throw them over top of myself, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, well, see, I'm blessed. I have hair royalty.
Hi, Hey Royalty.
Oh, there's hair royalty right there. You want to bend in and say hi?
Hey. Hi, Hair. How are you?
She takes care of my downfalls. So,
is the heartbeat behind Zippyland?
The heartbeat behind Zippyland is absolutely Hair royalty.
So when you're not streaming, when you're not keeping us entertained with your amazing game skills and your witty antics, what are some things that you like doing?
honestly, I'm pretty boring. I don't do shit. I go to work, I come home, we eat dinner, we get on stream. That's a new thing now. Back in the day, I used to play golf every weekend. It costs too much. It costs too much, and now in the world we live in, it actually works out well that we can sit back and relax. I am a sports gambler, though. Sorry, I do bet on football a lot. I lose a lot. I win a little bit, but I that's my new thing now.
I'm the same way with that. There's a couple guys at work. We always play the line. Every Sunday we'll pick like 10 games, and you're only picking the winner. And like some of those, depending like if you're picking an under team or an over team, like there's sometimes like we have a chance to win $25,000-$30,000. We've never come close because a team that should win completely blows
Never
it.
does.
Like the New England game last week.
Absolutely, I had the wrong side of that one.
Well, who would have seen New England beating the Ravens? Like, come on now.
Yeah, well, they're falling off. They're falling off.
But I did have to laugh when you had that $100 bet going during the World Series, and it was like the bottom of the ninth,
right there.
last batter. Like
Two outs, bottom of the ninth. I'm golden.
You're already taking orders to buy people pizza.
Absolutely, I was ready.
Solo dings it. I was like, oh, see, and that's the luck that I have when I'm betting. Like I've won, I think 2 or 3 times, like a lot of years ago, playing like Sports Select and stuff. But yeah, it's more $20 here and there, in the hope that somebody will strike out. But no.
Yeah, no. And FanDuel lies too. I use FanDuel, love FanDuel. This isn't a promotion for FanDuel because everybody pushes whatever their streaming site they want. But every time I log into FanDuel, it says it keeps you a running total, and it says I'm up $1,300. I'm like, I don't remember that, but okay.
Oh, very nice.
Keep going. Yeah, well, I ain't seen none of it.
Or is it one of those? Is it one of those situations with like VLT players? They're like, yeah, I won freaking $1,200 last night, but then they don't tell you that they've spent $5,000 to win that money.
The only reason that's theirs, I remember 2 year, the COVID year, the year before basketball, I hit a big basketball bet where I won $1,200. So
oh, nice.
Just because they tell me I'm winning $1,300, I've already sucked that dry.
Is this your interview thing with Gul'dan? Oh, okay.
Confused.
I know
confused.
Why I'm talking to myself.
Yeah,
talking to yourself, not streaming. I think Zippy has lost it.
Oh, I lost it a long time ago.
I know. I always tell people of everything that I've lost, I miss my mind the most.
Yeah. Well, Gul'dan, also, I have to thank you for your support to my stream. You've been awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. I appreciate it
Amazing.
very much, very much. Just support from people like you and others is why we keep doing this, and I thank you, sir.
And and that's the thing. Like we have to look out for each other, because it gets to the certain point where, like, people become big or they'll become a certain size, and so many times the smaller streamers kind of get forgotten about sometimes. So the smaller streamers have to support the smaller streamers. Whether that's lurking or watching, subbing,
Oh, you're a pro lurker. Pro lurker, right?
I've learned that. I have one in my channel. His name's Odie. And he's there the whole time. But like because I stream usually early in the morning. So most of the time, like, he's at work. And yeah, he's in there before I even start streaming. And he's lurking for the whole stream. Like, he has the most channel points, I think, out of anybody. So I've learned from him how to become pro lurker extraordinaire.
I know. I'd love this to just call out my lurkers. You know, you see them come in. It's
Well,
like,
you do sometimes.
say hi. Not on purpose. That's just a slip. But I just want them to say hi so I can go hi. But people are wonderful. The community and this, it's only going to grow. I mean, it's only going to grow. It's still young, and now with everything that's going on, there's a lot more virtual stuff going on. You just gotta have fun and do your best and see what happens.
And that was like for me, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do the podcast. Like when I first started, like the first four guests were people that I've known from even before I started streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's my chance to, like I lurk in your channel a lot. I do a lot of lurking. And it's, like I'll come home from work and there's so many people that I want to watch, but yet there's still like my own stuff that I have to do. So it's, for me, that's the easiest way to support people, and still being able to do, to do my own thing. And
Absolutely. I get home. I unfortunately I need to get out in more streams because I get home, I eat, and then I go stream because I stream 6 nights a week. I need to better try to get out there and see who's doing what. I like to look at the list on and people that I know who they're watching, and then go over and pop into their stream and give somebody else a follow or a hey, how you doing? See how they're doing.
And like that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast, because I find so many times people will get, the communities are so interlaced. Like like people that play Minecraft mostly will watch Minecraft streamers. People that are in marbles will mostly do marbles. People that are variety streamers we're kind of all over the map. But it's just my way of showing like the people that I enjoy watching, the communities that I enjoy hanging out with. It gives me a chance to talk to them, to get to know them a little bit better, to find out a little bit about their backstory. They get a chance to talk to me, and it also gives the opportunity for the communities to come together too. Because, people that support me, or if they're subscribed on YouTube, I also post in my Discord who I'm interviewing and stuff like that. And it gives my people a chance to check out you and your community. It gives your community a chance to check out me and my community, and it just kind of keeps those bonds stronger, and it's helping everybody out at the same time. Because people will stream certain times, and I know for me, like I'll log on to Twitch and it'll be like, wow, there's nobody that I'm following that's on right now. Oh, let's go check out this person. Like you just said, I'll see somebody on my list is watching so and so then I'll pop in to see what they're doing and throw them a follow, throw them a hey, how's it going? And
oh, absolutely, yeah. And I like doing that too. I mean, I've spent a lot of money on other people just going out and just making their day. Throw them a follow, throw a sub, throw a bit, because I've been there, and I know when people come in and do that, it's like, oh my goodness, and it makes you feel good. So we want to make other people feel good, and good luck to everybody. Good luck to everybody. And a lot of the bigger streamers, I've been to some of the big guys. I don't get it sometimes. My bad. Sorry. But they have a following. They've been doing it for years and years and years. And hopefully we can do it for years and years and years.
But I also find too, like you look at like a lot of the big streamers, and I don't know, like it's hard to have the chat interaction, because like you look at their chat, and their chat, like you'll type something and as soon as you hit enter, it's gone already. Like it's not even on the chat screen. And that's the one thing I like. Like I've pretty much realized since day one that I'll be a smaller streamer. Now doing the podcast, there's a chance that I could become big and famous doing the podcast, but I enjoy that because it gives me a chance to interact with each and every person that comes into my chat. Like if someone says hello, I can address it. If somebody gives me a sub or a bit or a host, you can acknowledge it because you have that chance. But yeah, like you watch some of those ones with 5,000 viewers and it's just like their chat moves so quick. It's pretty much just like them hanging out with themselves.
Yeah, well, that's why I have 4 monitors. I'm set up. I'm ready for 5,000. I'm ready. I got it all set up here.
And how you do all of that on a laptop still surprises me.
Yeah, I do 4 monitors on a closed laptop with a USB hub, and that's why my streams get scuffed sometimes because things lock up. But if this one locks up, I have that one. If that one locks up, I have that one. If that one locks up, I'm like, have a good night, guys. We're done.
Just flying blind.
Yeah, we're done.
I have one more question before I let you go.
Okay.
Have you solved your ant problem yet?
My ant problem. Oh, that was seasonal. Yeah, that was seasonal. They're all gone. It's too cold for the ants now. They're all ants. We did have a lot of ants in the kitchen. No, they're all gone. We didn't solve it. They solved themselves.
They're just hibernating. A seasonal problem salvation.
Mm-hmm.
I know here it's like in my like I live in an apartment, and for me it's weird because every once in a while, and I don't know what causes it, but I get like a fruit fly infestation, and I don't know what causes it. I don't know where they come from because it's not it's not like I have food laying out all over the place. It's not like I have fruit all over the place, but it seems it seems 2 or 3 times a year. All of a sudden in the kitchen there'll be like this massive fruit fly infestation. It lasts for 2 or 3 days and then they're gone. So I have no clue like if they come through the drain from like another apartment or I have no clue.
It's seasonal. Don't worry about it. They'll go away.
But Zippy, I wanted to thank you so very much for taking time out of your schedule to come on here and talk with me. I know you were planning on streaming tonight and you put your stream on hold, so I do greatly appreciate it. And like I said, I've been watching you now for over a year, and I find it different, like when I'm interacting with you in stream is different than when I actually get a chance to sit down and talk to you in person. It's a little bit different. So I just wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to hang out with me tonight. And
well, I appreciate it. I appreciate being invited. So when I got invited, I was like, yep, I'm in. Definitely. I support you. I support everything that's going on out there. Don't buy vowels. If you're playing Wheel of Fortune, don't buy vowels. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Sorry, I have a problem with buying vowels. It drives me nuts.
Especially when they only have one letter showing.
No, stop it. Just keep your money. But yeah, no, when you invited me, I was like, I'm all in. Pick my date. Let me pick my date. And the day before my birthday, great day to do it.
Well, considering like I was telling you earlier, I got me and my buddies had talked about doing a podcast for years. And then when I seen you do your podcast, I'm like, there is an absolute possibility to do this. So then I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm like, if I keep doing this podcast, and in the odd chance Zippy's bumming around through YouTube and he sees this podcast and he's not on it, I'm like, there could be some legal ramifications there. So I'm like, I better get him on the show. When
I started mine, I said, this is a great idea. the hard part is getting guests that want to buy in and do it. And I was like, this is a great idea. And I luckily had some people that came in. But then after I did it, I noticed a lot of podcasts coming out, and I'm like, I'm flattered. I'm flattered that it followed suit and people are having fun with it. And when you asked me to do it, I was like, yeah, I'm all in. Absolutely.
And I find, like, I'm finding now I'm at the point, like, the first wave of guests is always the easiest, because those are always the people that, you know, you've been hanging around them pretty much from day one. So then you move through, like, your obvious list. Then you get to your second wave, which, like, with me, pretty much, like, I think I have guests booked already now till the end of December. And I think I have some booked into January already. But then after that, for me, that's when it's gonna the grind's really gonna begin, because now I'm gonna be reaching out to people that I don't know all that well.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be, you know, I'm fully expecting to get some no's, or, you know, people that are just like, just ignore the message even went through.
Yeah, no, I still get requests. When's next Zip It? And I'm like, I don't have anybody. I mean, I have people that were set up and then fell off, but you keep it up. You're doing a great job.
Well, if you ever want to do a podcast, you can sign me up. I'll volunteer myself to be a guest.
You need to cam it up, though.
I will,
it up, my friend.
I will. I won't be using face rig. I'll be on cam. But Zippy, you have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you again very much, and I will talk to you later.
All right. Thank you. Love you all. Be good.
All right, everybody. Episode 6 of the podcast in the books. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. For those of you that aren't yet, hit that subscribe button below, as the podcast, like I've said, is solely kind of a YouTube thing now. I will keep updating in my Discord as to kind of what the guests that are being lined up. But yeah, feel free to subscribe. I will have a link for Zippyland in the description of the video. For those of you that aren't following Zippy, click on that link. Go check him out. He's amazing. When he's playing games, he's a fun time, and he has a really nice and supportive community over there. So hit that link. Go check him out. You guys won't be disappointed. But for all of you that took the time to hang out, Zippy, for all of you guys that are going to be watching this later, I do appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
You have been watching GTR, a Gul'dan 7878 production. No animals were harmed in the making of this show. All guests on today's show drank the green goo willingly. All reproductions of this show are strictly prohibited. For more information on the show, check out my Discord page. Thank you all for watching, and good night.